Hey guys, welcome to Watch Studio. Today I'll be explaining about the watches VICTORINOX I.N.O.X watch. I.N.O.X is the toughest series of watches that VICTORINOX make. I.N.O.X, the name, why I.N.O.X? I.N.O.X refers to steel. It is made of solid 316G stainless steel. The specialty of this watch is this bezel of the watch is made of single block of stainless steel. What you see in other watches is you have joint structures, like you can see in this watch that I'm wearing. The top part of the crown is attached separately on the bottom bezel via adhesive or welding or whatever method they choose. But in the cases of these watches, these are made of one single block of stainless steel. That means they take one square block of steel and they have a casting that puts the shape, that cuts the steel, the single block of steel, and puts the shape. So these watches are meant to survive a lot of stress because of this structure. You can see many videos in YouTube also where VICTORINOX has uploaded that there are many stress tests done on these watches. Those tests include putting the watch in fire for more than an hour or two, putting the watch under high pressure, or putting the watch under the tank. These watches have a very muscular look because of the different design, like a separate rounder bezel sitting on the squarish bezel on the bottom. Mostly the watch is brushed stainless steel, and you have a polished edge on the sides of the bezel. You can see like a cutout and polished, but the top part is brushed and the sides are polished with engraved markings. Now you would see that I've got 4 watches here of different models of VICTORINOX I.N.O.X series. Now these are the newer ones. These two ones are the newer ones. These are 43 mm bezel size. These are a bit bigger on the wrist compared to these ones. These are the older models. These were released in 2014 and these were released in 2016, 2 years later. These are 41 mm bezel size and these are 43. This is a difference of 2 mm. There are more differences between these two watches. The overall structure for both the watches is the same. On the older ones, you don't have the engraved markings which you find on the newer ones. You don't have this glowing radium on the top that glows in the dark on the older ones. You can see the inside markings of the watch. These are horizontal elongated ones, while these are round markings. You can see on the second hand, these have a plain second hand with no design, just a red color second hand, but these ones have a round design in between. You also have a difference in the writings inside the bezels of these two models. Like you have written professional diver, anti-magnetic, but here only the water resistance is mentioned. But I will tell you that both the watches are anti-magnetic watches. What is the purpose of an anti-magnetic watch? That means when you are in a strong magnetic field, even if you keep a magnet on top and bottom of the watch, the motion, like the movement, is not going to be affected. But in cases of other watches, normal watches, we see that if you keep a magnet on the top, we generally never do that. But if you do that, the movement stops. Now I've seen these watches surviving a drop test of more than 40 to 50 feet. The movement of these watches are powered by Ronda 715. All these models, the older and the newer ones, both have Ronda 715 quartz movement. Why they use quartz instead of automatic? Of course, because automatic is not that tough in cases of drops or high pressure, and even automatic watches cannot be anti-magnetic watches. So in those cases, they use quartz movement. Now in these models, you have a lot of variety. Like in the newer versions of inox, you have this in blue color, you have the same in black color. You also have a steel model. You have this red color, of course, which is the signature model or the flagship model. Now you also have the steel versions of these watches, like with the steel belt. The only difference is the bezel and everything is the same. The only is the strap. It's made of steel. The only difference. In case of the older models, it's the same thing. In the older one, you have additional color. You have red, you have black, and you have blue, and you have one additional color, which is this green, military green kind of color. And this is the steel model where you have the steel band, and you have similarly you have blue bezel, red bezel, or green bezel. You can choose any as per your choice. We have a lot of choices in those watches. You can see the date lies exactly the same place as the old and the new ones. That signifies that the internal structure of the watch is the same and they haven't changed it. It's also shockproof, both the watches. Now this watch is more shockproof than this one because its internal structure has an additional layer of protection. But I must say that these watches both are capable of qualifying the 50 feet drop test. So in those cases, it's very rare that you drop a watch at a height more than 50 feet. So you won't be needing that. These watches have a sapphire crystal with anti-reflection coating. All the watches have 2 layers of anti-reflection coating. Sapphire, anyways, it's unscratchable unless you scratch it with a diamond. And the anti-reflection coatings add a separate layer of security and also adds a benefit when you see your watch on direct sunlight. In other watches where you have a normal glass or a normal sapphire glass without any coating, rarely you see that in a sapphire glass, but mostly you see that in cases of mineral glass or hardlex crystal, which Seiko mainly uses. You see a bright reflection and you won't be able to see the time or the second very clearly or the date very clearly. But in cases of anti-reflection coated sapphire glasses, you can see the time in direct sunlight absolutely clearly. Even the second hand is clearly visible. I've seen a stress video done by VICTORINOX with the steel series. Now, they claim that the steel bands that they make are also the toughest in the market. So in one of the tests, they tied one end of this watch to a helicopter and tied another end to a person. And the watch was the junction in between those two, and the helicopter hovered around the lake for around 10 minutes and nothing happened to the watch. It was intact. So it's made to last for a really long time. Now coming to the rubber bands, the silicone bands rather, you have a difference between the old and the newer version. They have changed the silicone bands only. The steel bands remains the same. In the older ones, you can see that you don't have a zigzag kind of design. You just have this superficial kind of design, which is not exactly zigzag. But in the newer ones, you can see it exactly the band is bent in a zigzag pattern. Now they have improved this because these are diving watches, and when you wear a diving suit, those are quite thick. So if you want a very tight and a snug fit, these watches silicone bands are non-extendable, like similarly like steel watches, but you do get a snug fit in a silicone band. But in these cases you have a zigzag kind of design, so it tends to extend. So in the red one you can see it more clearly. So when you wear it on the wrist or on your diving suit, this tends to extend, so you get a more snug and a tight fit. So it helps you in your fit. So this is a small change that they have done. The red one amongst all of them looks very gorgeous, and the green one is also very good and sober, but I don't know why they have not continued the color in the next model. Red one is there, like you see the picture of red one in every VICTORINOX advertisement that you can see. These watches also, I'll come to the strap size of these watches. The new ones have a strap width of 22 mm, but the older ones have a strap width of 21 mm, just 1 mm shorter. So it's tough to find bands with 21 mm strap width exactly in this size. So if you want to change the band, what you need to do is buy a 22 mm and cut the sides a little bit 1 mm and then fit it inside, but it won't be exactly the 21 mm strap the whole way. Now you have a speciality in the design of these watches which I personally feel is very nice. Like in cases of any other watch with a steel band, supposedly like these watches, if you want to change the strap, suppose you remove the strap and you want to fit another strap, so you have to buy the strap from the company itself so that it fits well. But if you buy any third-party straps from outside, you have a straight fit strap. Like if you fit it here, there will be a gap from the bezel and the strap if you fit a straight strap on this. I'll show you in a video later on. But in cases of these watches, in VICTORINOX watches, you see the straps, they fit, the company fitted straps are exactly straight, and the bezel of the watch is curved up to the starting of the strap area. It's like, covered. You can see it more clearly on the 43 mm because it's a bit bigger size. You see the watch is strap, the end of the strap is straight. These are the kind of design that you get generally in the market, easily available. Many other designs, many third-party straps, and 22 mm, which is readily available in the market. And because of the extended curve design, when you fit another new strap, suppose you change the strap and put a strap of your own choice, so you won't find the gap between the bezel and the strap, so it won't feel like that you haven't bought original strap or the watch looks a bit odd. So you can change the strap and wear it according to your own style, especially the black one, the black bezel one. It goes with all the kind of straps like burgundy, red, green, blue. You can change whatever you want. You can put a leather strap also. Any straight strap will fit. Even you can buy a steel strap and put it here, so it would look like this one steel model. So this is a very good option that you get if you want to personalize your watch. Of course, you get bored after wearing the same exact watch for 6 months or 1 year. You want to change the strap and you feel like you are wearing a new watch. VICTORINOX also includes tough cases. Now, remove them. And these are the cases that VICTORINOX have that you can put on these watches so that you can protect the bezel from getting scratches or dents if you are going into rocks or you're going hiking, trekking. These are the protective covers they include with the older models of these watches. They include that in the box, these ones. And with the new ones, the newer models, and the new models, you get these as a protective cover included in the box. They have changed the design of the cover from the older one. It's made of transparent plastic and you have a magnifying glass on the top. So when you put on this one, this is specifically designed for diving because the magnifying glass gives you a larger view when you go for a diving. You can see. I'm not sure how much you will be able to see in camera, but because of this magnifying glass, when you see the watch from a distance on your wrist, you'd see the time, like you'd see the dial is bigger compared to what the actual size is. So when you go diving, it's actually quite dark, the light is low, so in those cases this magnifying glass helps. The new addition that VICTORINOX have done, and this cover looks better. But the other one, the older model cover that they used to give, protective cases, they used to look more tougher, that I must say. I'm sorry. Makes the watch looks more tough. And actually it protects all the sides of the watch, so even if you bump into rocks and all, nothing is going to happen to the watch. And these are actually very good quality. VICTORINOX is known for its quality. It's a Swiss brand. These are the additional attachments that VICTORINOX have provided with the newer models only. like the red, and this is transparent. They say transparent, but it's a bit greenish, transparent greenish kind of, and this is blue. I don't know about the prices of these in India. Like this. These watches have 650 feet of water resistance, that is 200 meters, which is obviously quite a lot. We generally go 50 to 100 feet, or maybe 200 feet in cases of diving. But these watches can withstand 650 feet, so you don't have to worry about water getting in. I'll show you how it looks on the wrist. These watches are quite heavy, very heavy rather. When you wear it on the wrist, you feel it that you have a weight. People who like heavy watches would love them. People who don't would not like them. Now, the older ones are quite lightweight compared to the newer ones. The newer ones feels twice as heavy when you wear it on the wrist. And people who have a smaller wrist size, like mine, would prefer the 41mm model because it fits better and it looks much more sober. The newer ones look more sporty compared to the older ones. This is with the guard that I'm wearing and showing you. The watch itself looks quite tough. The black one goes with most of your clothes. The red and the blue, people prefer wearing it with matching clothes. The black goes with all of them. And when you wear this watch on your wrist, you actually feel that you're wearing a costly watch. You get a very good self-satisfaction, which is very important in cases of watches specifically, people who love to wear watches. And this watch with the rounded markings in compared to the elongated ones. Now you have seen these elongated markings more in the market. That's the reason that people prefer round ones, because you have lesser of these kind of markings, marked watches rather, in the market. Thank you for watching my channel. If you have any questions, do mention that in the comment box. We'll reply to every comment and we'll make a video if required. And if you like the video, do like and subscribe. Thank you so much.